Hello, hello. Audio check, mic check, 1, 2, 3. Got a lot going on, boys. I think we are live right now. What's up, Dean? Shout out to my boy Dean. We are getting rolling. As you guys see, Dan Ige in the back. That is when he flatlined Andre Feely, who we just saw fight. Dan Ige stepping in on short notice to take on Diego Lopez. He was supposed to be fighting in about 3 weeks, I believe. Craziness. Shout out to Dan Ige for keeping this card just as exciting as it was prior to Ortega, or beforehand, but before Ortega had to pull out due to the illness, before that knowledge was released to us. Because obviously, if we would have lost that co-main event match, that took a lot away from the card. And honestly, I might be more excited for this fight now than I was prior to the fight being scrapped. I am picking Diego Lopez to win this fight. I think it's a little much for Ige to just drive over to the arena the way that he's doing it. I know he was training for a fight, but Diego Lopez, I'm high on what he's been doing as of recently. We're going to talk more about that here in a second. Let me just make sure everything is running properly here. Just want to double check, guys. How about Dustin Poirier on the mic, man? I love to see it. Absolutely love to see Dustin Poirier on the mic. He's a dude that's talked about having some struggles mentally, especially coming off losses, and he obviously just came off another huge loss, fell short again in a championship fight. He needs to keep himself busy outside of just going to war in the cage. He cannot do that forever. I think he's 35 years old now. That is something that you cannot do forever, and I love the fact that DP is starting to season himself on the mic, and I think that he'll be a long-time analyst. He has the look, and I think that it will consume him as far as dedication-wise and just putting all his energy towards that. So I'm very excited to see DP on the mic. I don't know if you guys are listening to DP there. I see Alex Pereira walking into the arena right now. Got the big old gold charm, Poetin. Ew. And then we got Ian Garry, man. Ian Garry shadowboxing in the back also. So let's take a look, man. Here's the main card. How about that Joe Pyfer knockout? If you guys caught me on IG, man, we were literally just talking about how Pyfer was going to find that knockout. Pyfer is a nasty, nasty striker. People have to realize that he was coming off that loss, but it was a 5-round fight against Jack Hermanson, who was so underrated. It was a learning experience for him. I believe at the time that fight took place, he might have been 26 years old. He's 27 now. I mean, that fight really looked good for Pyfer going into it. It was a 3-round fight. Even though Barrial is a very durable fighter, I still had Pyfer getting that knockout. For those of you guys who have been listening to me, I've been talking about that all week. Here we go in the main event, man. Alex Pereira taking on Jiri Prochazka. Ooh, I cannot wait. By the time we hit the main event, we're going to be having a good old time here. So maybe let me pump my brakes a little bit because I do have to pace myself, guys. I'm going to be chilling with you guys for the entire main card. And just note, I have to refine a lot of stuff. Excuse me, guys. I need to be able to pull up your guys' comments, but you guys can all see your comments anyway. So you guys can see what kind of nonsense you guys are talking about and what kind of good stuff you guys are talking about. But there's always some crazies in the comment section, but it doesn't seem that's the case right now. Respect to Ige. What's up, Michael Rosa? Jason C, like I said, man, I'm on Diego Lopez just based on the fact that he was preparing for tonight. Not only that, you have to understand that Diego Lopez, there's a reason why he's getting all this respect and all this buzz behind him, man, okay? All right, I understand that he's a fighter that has some questionable losses. Let's pull his resume up, too, because he does have some questionable losses that took place not that long ago. But then as soon as he came into the UFC in his UFC debut, even though he lost that fight as well, that was one of the toughest tests we've seen against Movsar Evlovoyov. I think that Diego Lopez had a great showing of himself. And then since then, just going in there, finishing Gavin Tucker, Pat Sabatini, and Sadiq Youssef. I'm high on Sadiq Youssef and Pat Sabatini. Those are two solid fighters. So those are big wins, but I think there's something behind him. I think there's some truth to the buzz that he's getting. I don't think that it's just lucky. I think that he's the real deal. I like the fact that he has nasty jiu-jitsu and his striking is coming around as well. Great cardio. We saw that in the Movsar Evlovoyev fight. Outstanding cardio. You got to love a fighter that's going to push the pace nonstop, especially with the judges' criteria these days. Just looking to finish the fight. He's not going to gas out. And I think he's going to have a lot of success in the UFC for a long time to come. But, you have the loss he had against Nate Richardson. That was a main event fight over in Fury FC. I believe that was the main event. 5-round fight there. Joe Anderson, Brito. That was the fight he lost in the Contender Series. Brito, dangerous fighter in the UFC. So he had a loss to Amir El-Zakuryov. He got knocked out there in the second round. So there are some of these types of performances. Thiago Silva. Do you guys remember Thiago Silva? This was a dude that fought in the light heavyweight division back in the day. He was a dangerous striker. He took his fair share of losses. This was a dude that used to hang around in South Florida. Used to hang around the tattoo shop with some of my friends or acquaintances of people I knew, my circle friends of friends. He used to hang around in the tattoo shop all the time and get tatted up by this one dude I knew. And he would be having a good old time staying up till the sun came up. He was a wild dude, Thiago Silva. And he was a legitimate light heavyweight fighter. Okay. So how did he fight Diego Lopez? Diego Lopez is a featherweight. Obviously he's not fighting at featherweight tonight, but he's a featherweight fighter. I don't know how that ever happened, but I'm just riffing on the mic here, boys. What's the new line? Says Rico Pico. Great question, man. I want to see if BetUS. You guys, don't forget, I am powered by BetUS also, guys. Do not forget. If anyone is looking to sign up to a new sports book, if you haven't already signed up to BetUS, let me know. We'll post the link there. If you sign up through my link, I'm going to give you guys a gift. Don't forget that. But let's see if they have this line posted just yet. Obviously, they probably don't because, it's brand new. I don't even know if we're going to see this line posted by the time the fight starts. I don't know. What do you guys know? It's the only line that we see right now. So obviously they're adjusting this. Diego Lopez is at minus 300 right now on BetUS, and Dan Ige is a plus 225. I think the value is on Dan Ige all day at plus 225. They're off on that. This is a fight that is much closer than that. That is crazy. They're looking way too much into the fact that Dan Ige wasn't preparing for the night and just drove over, because there's a reason why he made that phone call to Hunter Campbell and was so set on making the walk to the cage tonight. He obviously feels confident in his conditioning and his preparedness for the fight. That's crazy at plus 225, because if he was fully prepared and they stepped on the scales both yesterday and they were fighting tonight as a planned fight, that line may be at pick-em odds right now. You guys remember Dan Ige just had a huge knockout victory in the first round against Andre Fili. Before the Bryce Mitchell fight, he had big victories over Nate Landwehr and Damon Jackson. Nate Landwehr has been tearing it up. All of his losses are legit for the most part. Bryce Mitchell was using his grappling in that fight. That was a close fight. Movsar Evlovoyev, we were just talking about him, undefeated still. Josh Emmett, the Wrecking Ball, the Korean Zombie, and that was back in 2021. A little bit left to give in that fight. Did the Korean Zombie have Calvin Kattar is a stud. He fell off a little bit, but that was even a Calvin Kattar that was a different animal in 2020, right? Remember, that was before Calvin Kattar took all that damage to Max Holloway, which he doesn't seem to be the same man these days. But look at this, man. Victories over Mirsad Bektic. If you don't know him, Bektic was one of the top prospects in the fight game back in the day. He was a stud. Unfortunately, some things didn't go good for him, and he ended up falling into an early retirement. Edson Barbosa, Kevin Aguilar. Shout out to my boy Jordan Griffin there. Listen, you guys know Dan Ige is the real deal, man. He has solid jiu-jitsu, solid grappling, heavy hands, and that line is off. That line is off over not just BetUS. That's going to be a universal line. I'm pretty sure you're going to see that line right around that. So, all right, guys. Let me blow this up a little bit here. We'll leave that up for a second. Joe Pyfer all day, all night. And you guys know who Joe Pyfer was talking to in that post-fight speech. You guys know who he was talking to. He was talking to his pops. I told you his pops reached out to me on IG and was talking about doing an interview and this and that. And he had some documentary he was working on. Listen, I wasn't opposed to doing it, and I still would do it, but I didn't really follow back up with him. He never messaged me back, and I wasn't going to chase him for that interview. And really, from what I've speculated from the outside, I think Pyfer is in the right there. I think his dad is something else. So, but I'll give anybody a chance to hop on the mic and get their voice out there. So if you're listening to this, Pfeiffer Sr., but Joe Pfeiffer, who just won the fight, the fighter we know, was definitely talking to his pops. He was talking to all the haters, the people that talked down on him, that doubted him. Definitely was talking to his pops. That's a vocal thing that he's been saying. Every time he fights, it's to prove his pops wrong. And his pops actually messaged him after when he dislocated his shoulder on Dana White's Contender Series. His pops DM'd him laughing, face down, ass up, is what he said. If you guys remember that. Grimy, man, grimy. Woo! Garry in my all Brazilian parlay, John Doe MMA. Yeah, I guess Gary's adopted now, right? The Brazilians adopted him. He's over there at Chuto Box, which I think is a great move for him. So I guess then you have Alex Pereira, Diego Lopez, Myra Bueno Silva, and Ian Machado Garry. And not sure if you already had that rolling, right? Do we have any other Brazilians? Yeah, we have Vinicius de Oliveira. Do you guys know, just to pull it up real quick, we are on a roll right now, guys. If you don't know, now you know. Check this out here. I have picked every fight correct so far for this card, including 2 solid underdog plays. Oliveira was a big underdog to kick the card off. I was on him there. So look at this, man. Saruya, Buday, Jillian Robertson, Talbot, Bruno Silva was an underdog as well. Andre Feely, that was a close fight. And in fact, I said the value was on Cub Swanson. That fight played out very closely. Pfeiffer. If we sweep this main card, we are going to have a perfect card here for UFC 303, which would be great. I haven't done that in a bit. I had a couple of them back in the day. I would love to completely sweep this card, man. And let's start. I guess we're going to start previewing this Ian Machado Garry versus Michael Page fight. Shout out to everybody that always catches my full prediction videos. You guys know we've already crunched the numbers a lot, but love the output from Ian Machado Garry. I think he's going to prove to have a lot better grappling than people really know that he has. I think with time he'll prove to be a better grappler than people may feel that he is. MVP is 37 years old. MVP still seems to be hitting on all cylinders. We saw it in the Holland fight. You guys know I picked him to win that fight. He was a dog. But I think that Ian Garry is a different animal than Kevin Holland. I would take Ian Garry to school Kevin Holland. And I know some of you guys may think I'm saying that just out of spite because you guys know me and Holland have our little thing. You know, it was all fun. But he did block me in IG and all that. But, dude, I've seen an aged Wonder Boy style on Holland, cage side. I mean, you see Holland taking a lot of damage against Jack Della Maddalena, just lost another fight. Ian Garry is a very, very talented striker and an underrated fighter, and I think that he would work Holland. I think he would work Holland, even worse than MVP did. So just to do some fight math there for you. Macy might kill you other than that. Lionheart for the spoiler. You guys, and I'm trying to, like I said earlier, I'm trying to work on how I can post these comments here, and I will have that figured out. I promise you guys there. So, all right. Maybe I could do it through here. Let me see something. I could pin your guys' messages here. All right. Add as a modifier. Who wants to be a modifier for the teller here? I'm on Dolidze, Pereira, heavy. Dylan Flanagan. You think Garry versus MVP ends inside the distance or not? So I'm leaning for the fight to go to a decision. I'm leaning Ian Garry via decision. But I wouldn't be shocked at all if we see either man land a knockout. Both of them are nasty strikers. Ian Garry, even though people don't really know him as a fight finisher, he's had his moments. Remember what he did to D-Rod not too long ago, landing a nasty head kick. He's a sharpshooter, and I think he'll start to get his fair share of knockouts. And MVP is a fighter that is very elusive and whatnot, but as he ages, he's going to be there to be hit a little bit more, so keeps his hands low. Remember what Douglas Lima did to him, where he chopped that leg down and then caught him with the uppercut. I think Ian Garry is going to be whipping the leg kicks, landing heavy with the leg kicks. All in all, though, I do feel that it's going to go to a decision for Ian Garry there, but I would not be surprised if either man lands a big shot there. Cubs should have got the nod. It says easy 909. Yeah, I kind of felt that he should have got the nod there as well. That was a close fight. I know the telecast thought that Cup should have got it. I thought it could have easily went either way. I don't know. I had a feeling they were going to give it to Feely for some reason. I had a feeling they were going to give it to Feeling for some reason there. I don't know. He was acting like he won the fight afterwards, but he had some success with a little takedowns here and there, some volume. But Cub Swanson, I agree. I thought Cub Swanson should have won the fight. He was landing the more damaging shots. He was marching forward. Feely was just pressing against the cage, kind of slowing the pace down. And I thought the judges are supposed to be scoring for damage, right? And fighters that are pushing the fight, so. I got some big action on the main card here, guys. So I'm going to be stressing here on the mic. Also, just so you guys know, in between fights, not every fight, but in between some of the fights, you may see me make a little step out the chair, and I'll just have the show running and whatnot, and I'll be right back. If you see me just running to grab something here and there, because I'm not used to sitting still for an entire main card, so that's a little rough for me, but I could do it, especially if you guys entertain me a little bit here as well. But it is a little hard for me to sit still for the whole main card, because usually when I'm watching the fights, kind of watching them, and then as soon as the fight's over, in between rounds, just kind of moving and grooving. But the teller's locked in, man. Whoa. Whew. Devin W, tell me it's Pereira. Tell you what is Pereira. And I'm curious, guys, let me know when MVP made his UFC debut, man, where I'm assuming that most of you guys all already not knew him, but like really knew what he was about. Did you guys know what he was about? I mean, were you guys big on MVP, or did you just kind of know he was doing some work over in Bellator? Curious if you guys really knew about what he was doing, because it seemed like not a lot of people were really onto his resume and the work he's done. I think people were kind of selling him a little short, just saying that he's crushing cans over in Bellator. I understand that he definitely had some lower level fights, but Giori Yamaguchi, nasty fighter, just knocked him out in his last Bellator fight. The Logan Storley fight was a very closely contested fight. A lot of people thought he won that. Storley's a stud. Remember, we interviewed him on the show. He was a wrestling national champion, big time wrestler out of Minnesota. Douglas Lima, he got redemption against Douglas Lima, one of the greatest fighters in this division, to ever fight outside the UFC. I think he would have handled himself well in the UFC if he ever had fought in the UFC. Victory over Paul Daly, very dangerous fighter. What he did to Cyborg Santos, I mean, I get it. A lot of lower level. Now we're going through some of the lower level names, but Cyborg, Fernando Gonzalez was a tough Bellator fighter. Dave Rickles completely just outclassed Dave Rickles. Dave Rickles was an OG in Bellator. I know there's no picture of him here, but he was a good fighter, man. Richard Keeley. This is where it got pretty bad. I agree. Derek Anderson wasn't a horrible fighter either, but I get where you guys are coming from. But it's just the way MVP was doing what he was doing, man. I fully believe he was a legit fighter, and I think if he was in the UFC even back then when he was younger, he would be landing those highlight knockouts inside the octagon. He would have been landing them for years. Let's go. I'm ready for some action, boys. I got some boxing over here too. We got Ali Walsh over here on ESPN too, boxing over there in the back. That is Muhammad Ali's grandson, Ali Walsh. Which it's funny how he throws in the Ali, right? I'm sure that's from his mom's side. That's like his maiden name. But when you got a name like Ali and you're Muhammad Ali's grandson, you're definitely putting a little slash or whatever, mixing that into your real last name. All right, here we go, boys. I used to think MVP was the Michel Pereira of Bellator. Well, I'm interested what you mean by that, because Michel Pereira, I mean, yeah, entertaining strikers, but I hope you're not saying that like it was a fraud in any sense, because Michel Pereira is one of the hottest fighters in the game right now, man. Let's go. We got the walkouts going. This is going to be crazy here, man. This is going to be crazy. Oof. Two of the best strikers in the game. You know, I mentioned that in my prediction video, and I think somebody actually said in the comment section, they said something about my take on that was wild, that MVP and Ian Garry are in the top 10, or that are Ian Garry and MVP are top 10 strikers in MMA in the UFC, whatever, if you want to say all of MMA. Go ahead and give me your top 10 strikers in the game list. If any of you guys think that's blasphemy, I mean, they're right up there. You cannot tell me otherwise. MVP is very, very dangerous with striking, and Ian Garry has proved to be a nasty, nasty striker. They're right in the mix. I don't care what you guys say. I mean, but if you want to give me some lists, I would love to look at some of your guys' lists and show me that they're way down in the 20, 30 range. But you know what? I should be able to pull up Tapology's best strikers in the game right now, and that'd be interesting actually to pull that up. But Tapology always makes it so complicated, man, to pull up that type of stuff. Yeah, see, I don't know how, it's like weird, man. I know they have these lists where you could find them, but let me see something quick. This is a list here for the greatest strikers of all time. I mean, that's a little much. I'm talking about active. I'm trying to get current best strikers in the game right now, but we could talk about a lot of these because a lot of these guys are active. So Max Holloway, yeah, Max Holloway is definitely in the list, on that list. Israel Adesanya is on that list. I guess Sean Strickland has to be on that list because he's a better striker than Israel Adesanya, based on what we saw from them when they fought. Obviously, I say that joking a little bit, but I'm kind of serious too. But obviously, it's more than just one fight. But Sean Strickland's a nasty striker. When you look at the damage he lands or the output he lands and how he doesn't get touched, Sean Strickland's going to be on my top 10 list. So I got Izzy up there, Max Holloway, Sean Strickland. I mean, Conor McGregor, I'm a huge fan, but he's just not active enough to really be in the conversation. Of course, Alex Pereira's on that list. There's no question about that. I mean, we're talking about 4 right now. Yeah, there's no question. Sean O'Malley's on that list for sure. We're at 5. There's no question that Ian Garry and MVP are going to be on that list right now for me. I truly believe that. I mean, I'm struggling to find guys that I'd put over them right now. And this is the greatest strikers of all time, which is Jorge Masvidal at number 43. I mean, this list is a joke, but yeah, he landed that flying knee. He's a dangerous striker, but no, there's guys that are going to be above him. TJ Dillashaw in his prime. Oh, Ian Garry coming out to the... is that the Rolling Stones? I think that is the Rolling Stones, right? Yeah, Demetrius Johnson's obviously on that list too. He's active, right? Robert Whittaker, he's right up there too. But I mean, you could throw MVP and Ian Garry right there. So I got Paige by Cuck. Hey, listen, I was one of the first ones that was talking about all that stuff. Not to go on too much about it, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not the biggest Ian Garry fan, man. He was rubbing me the wrong way from the very beginning. If you guys remember, I was talking about that in my videos. There was things that were coming out about him that just didn't seem very alpha, if you will. And you guys know, Taylor likes his fighters to be alpha. We like to be on the alpha page. I don't know if you guys are on that type of page, but we like to have our fighters be alphas out there, represent the sport the right way. And I didn't like what he did to Neil Magny. I did not like what he did to Neil Magny. I thought that was super intrusive, and he tried to paint him in a weird, tried to paint him in a false light from every account we've ever heard from all the fighters that knew Neil, and it was none of his business. He didn't know what the hell he was talking about, and I thought that was completely out of line. Just, you know, Neil Magny's a stand-up dude, a stand-up family guy that is, he's a real man compared to, you know, Ian Garry. I don't really want to go on about that too much, but Ian Garry's a boy. But we're backing him hard here. We got action on him. Ian Garry is an official play of mine. Ian Garry is one of my 3 official plays that I have targeted on this card. It's a 4-unit play on Ian Garry. So I will not refer to him as Ian Machado Garry. Ian Garry. And Ian Garry, like I said, I have 4 units on Ian Garry, and I locked in Garry at minus 140, which that line did start to steam up a little bit. Joe Mazzulla out there, head coach of the Boston Celtics. Great coach. Just won the NBA championship. Shout out to Mazzulla. You guys will keep up with the live post on Twitter as well. I got the hashtag going, UFC 303. So, as you just saw, someone was saying, Joe Mazzulla in the building. Look who else is in the building. Dan Ige. I got to be careful with the fights, though. Obviously, can't be having that. How about Gene Silva, man? Prochazka walking out of UFC 303. Shout out to Michelle Waterson as well. I didn't really go over that much, but she's always been a pleasure to watch in the octagon. Woo! Here we go, boys. Main card action. Sammy says you're going to hate Garry even more if he loses. You got that right. If Oliveira looking like a traveling minister. Oh, he's ready to go, man. Gary's pumped up. Here we go, boys. Let me know where you guys are at. If you guys could, I got the ring girl just walking out the cage. Here we go. MVP marches forward. I'm gonna swap it on my screen over here too, so it doesn't look like I'm staring away. I'll fix that in a second, guys. MVP. Let's go. Oh, I don't like how Gary's backpedaling, man. You gotta pressure him. Here we go. This is what MVP does, man. He's doing what he does best. This is one thing I was worried about. He makes these fighters freeze up because they're so nervous. They don't want to get hit with the big shot, and that's a problem. But Ian Garry has a crazy volume in the cage. He needs the pressure. He needs to throw volume. That's how he takes his fight. Come on. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. Get on top of him. This was the X factor in the fight too. This is big. Come on. He needs a flash with his jits, man. I've been hearing that he's solid down there, and you got to assume that he's only gotten a lot better over the past year. He's been training over at Shoot the Box. Take that back. Take that back. Lock in a body triangle. Listen, we're pulling the bell out now. Every time something big happens for the teller, we got that bell jingling. All right, guys? Lock that up. Lock that up. This would be a huge victory for Ian Garry. If he pulls this off. Oh! It's over. Oh, it's over. It's over. Oh, no. How's he getting out of that? Dude, crank that. Crank that. Dude, it's under the chin, man. Get a grasp there. He's fighting the hands nice, MVP. He's fighting the hands nice. He's not going to get that. Damn, I wanted that finish there, man. I don't need to stress this out. That purple looks whack. This is classical Andrew. Yeah, I kind of agree. I'm not crazy about the purple shorts. Yeah, this is a huge round for Ian Garry, avoiding all the danger in the first round and kind of wearing MVP out as well. You got to assume that MVP won't have that same snap on his strikes in the second and third round. He'll still be dangerous when the second round kicks off, but he's not as dangerous as he just was. This is good. You guys, if Ian McGarry gets this, if Ian McGarry, right? He should be a McGarry, he's Irish, but if Ian Garry gets this W, don't sleep on the fact that Ian Garry could be fighting for the belt very soon. I'm telling you guys that now. We got to see what goes on at the top of this division, but imagine Leon Edwards, who represents England, taking on Ian Garry. England versus Ireland. That would be a huge fight. The UFC would be wise to get that fight together and really hype it up, and it'd be an international type of fight, a big European type of fight. It'd be huge for the sport. First things first, though. He's got to get the job done here, man. And you guys, just note, as I do these fight companions more often, I'm going to have a way better setup, and I'm going to be bringing people on, which unfortunately right now, I don't have the setup with what I'm doing, but I'm going to fix all that. So I'll be able to bring guests on the show and make it a lot more entertaining for you guys. Uh-oh, MVP marches forward, man. He's dangerous still. I like Ian Garry's approach, though. He's patient. He's going to wait for the right opportunity. Oh, he got cracked. Oh my God. Shoot, fuck it. I don't like this, man. Dude, I could see him getting a knockout here, man. Oh my God. Twisters. I remember seeing Twister in the movie theater when I was a kid back in 1997 or something like that. Now there's an S at the end of it. Multiple. Oh, he just missed that, man. Dude, that could have just ended the night for Ian Garry, man. Damn, Ian Garry's freezing up like that. Better watch that flying knee if you shoot in. Oh! You can't play this game, man. Oh, there you go. Yes. Body lock. You got to get him down, man. Should have took him down right there, man. He had the inside leg trip. Get him down, man. If he struggles to get this down, this could be a problem. He could lose the next 2 rounds. Yo, we got the strikes here too. So Garry still actually outstriking MVP 30-27. Had the takedown. They don't have control time on here. Oh. Attacking the leg. Desperate to get some scrambles going on. I kind of understand why. Oh. Let's go, baby. Crack that leg. Nah, he ain't gonna pull off a knee bar here. Oh. Damn, this is going to be MVP's round still, man. It's going to be 1-1. He just clipped him. Come on, Garry. It's going to be 1-1 going into the third, man. It's just going to be a nail biter. Damn it. He had that choke, man. Oh. Damn. One to one going in to the third round. Teller's biting his nails. I see him on the big screen over here. Shit. He's going to blow it. Oh, he's got Damian Maya in the corner. Come on. Damn, MVP was cracking him with some heavy shots, man. Garry's showing to have a little bit of a chin, which you would think so. He's a younger fighter that really hasn't taken a lot of damage. throughout his career so far. So you got to expect the chin to be pretty fresh, but you can't take too many of those. Aspinall taking on Curtis Blades at UFC 304. Bilal Muhammad is your guys' favorite fighter taking on Leon Edwards. Garry could be setting himself up for a spot at the winner here, man. But don't be surprised if MVP gets in the mix with the win here too. He's old. The UFC paid the money. They want him to start making noise quick. Oh man, there we go. That's what he should have been doing. Chop that leg, man. Come on. You can't play that game, man, from the outside like that with MVP. He's going to lose his round. He's got to get on the inside. Clinch up. Try to get a takedown again. Every time MVP is going to land just any type of strike, the crowd's going to go crazy. The judges are going to give him this round. Deservedly so. There we go. There we go. That's what, just whatever you need to do. Let's go. Pull some jits out, man. Reverse. Damn, MVP, man. Yeah, I agree with you, Devin, too. MVP is better on the feet by Mom, and I agree 100%. MVP is about to snag this, man. I shouldn't have turned my back on MVP, man, too. Garry, bro. How are you going to be on your back with the body lock? What are you going to do with that? That's not going to do nothing. You're not going to win around with those elbows off your back. I feel like this is Garry kind of throwing the towel in. I think that he doesn't want to get flash KO'd. He doesn't want to play that game in the feet. And he doesn't feel that he has what it takes to do something with the grappling. You kidding me? You're going to sit on your back for 4 minutes with MVP on top of you as you lose this huge opportunity? Atrocious, man. That's what I get for backing this dude. I never liked him anyway, but let's go. Get up and get knocked out at this point. I don't even care. Go ahead. Sleep him. I hope MVP sleeps him. It's over. He ain't going to take this round. Look at Garry frozen, bro. This is what MVP does. He freezes people. Throw a head kick, man. Oh! Take his back. Oh my God. Pull that head out, man. This is huge if he could do some damage with it. Oh my God. You got to do something with it, man. Strike. If he beat him over the head, man, for 1:30, MVP did no damage with his when he was on top. Did absolutely no damage. In fact, Garry was throwing elbows off his back. If Garry could do something here, this fight is in the air right now, man. He's got to do something, though. You can't leave this in the judges' scorecard just sitting on his back. You got to throw. You got to start smashing. Obviously, you don't want to fall, but you got to do something. I don't know if you can sit on his back for a minute. I don't know if... There we go. Boom. That's what you got to do. And he's getting too high, man. He's getting too high. He's going to fall. He's going to fall off the top. He's going to fall off the top, and then MVP is going to throw a little something here and there, and he's going to get the decision. Come on, you got if Garry could do some damage here, I think he could possibly. I don't know. They ain't gonna. Oh my God, it's gonna be a split decision for MVP. I'll let you guys know right now. Gary's got to open up. If he could hold on, though, don't fall off. Throw. I think MVP is going to win a split. Who'd you guys have? Hit the comment section up, man. Oh, my God. Got to stress this shit out now. Who won the fight? Who'd you guys have winning the fight? Obviously, who did you have winning the third round? Damn. If Garry could have just cinched up that back a little nicer in the third and kind of solidified that round, man. If you guys could, man, 22 people in the room. Can you guys like this video for the teller, man? Like this video, please. Help the page get a little growth here, man. If you guys could, hit that like button. Garry easy. UFC always gets what they want. What's easy? No problem on the caps, Jay. I don't mind that at all. You could type in caps. But when you say easy, what do you mean? Because I don't see how this is going to be easy, bro. I have money on Garry, and I'm about to be jumping out of my chair here in a second. I can't handle the stress because I think it's going to be a split for MVP. They're going to give it split decision to MVP. I'm letting you know that right now. Come on. It should be Garry, right? He had the back. He was defending nice off his back, throwing elbows. Give me a unanimous decision. Give me unanimous. Yes. Undefeated. Let's go. Justin, shout out to you, Justin. Thank you, man. I was going crazy. Let's go, baby. That was big. I had big money tied up on Garry. 4 units on him at minus 140. That's one of my 3 official plays on the card. That was big, man. Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yo, careful. I got you on the live mic here, so careful what you say. But we cash, baby. We cash.
Baby. Let's go.
Let's go. 29-28.
Yep.
There we go. What do we got next? We got the ball moving. We got money to play with. What are we doing next?
Sleeping around here.
What do we got next?
I don't know. I really like the Pereira.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. That's gonna be the cherry on the top of the ice cream at the end of the event. We got Myra, Bueno, Silva taking on Macy, Chiasson. All right. Check your phone. I'll text you.
All right.
Peace.
All right, peace.
Hey, Garry came through for me, man. Ian is such a clown. Yeah, listen, you guys know I'm not a fan of Garry, so let's see what was everybody saying about the fight? Ian Layla Garry isn't as great as expected. Don't think anyone ranked. Hey, listen, you got to give him credit, man, for doing what he needed to do to get the W, man. And listen, if you were backing him, you had money on him, you kind of look at it in a different way, right? Which I kind of try to look at every fight in that light, because you guys know, obviously, that we like to throw money on fights, and you kind of, I think when you have money when you have money on a fighter, you kind of look at it a little bit more clear-minded, right? You look at the fight in the same light as the fighters and their team, right? Their job is to go out there and get the job done. Now, yeah, of course, you got to go out there and you got to perform as well. You got to show off for the fans, make a name for yourself. Don't get me wrong. But you got to give credit to go out there and dig deep and take that third round. Like, he was losing that third round. He got that back. I'm happy with them right now. All right? You guys know I'm happy with them, so... It wasn't fun, but that's exactly what Garry needed to do to get the win. He realized very quickly that he would lose a fan-friendly striking match. That's a fact. If Garry is the future, nobody will give a shit about the UFC. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, man. It's just MVP is that, he's that dangerous. MVP is so fun to watch in the feet, but once he gets in the clinch or taken down, he's got nothing. That is a fact, and that is not going to change. He's 37 years old, and MVP will never, he'll never be on that level, because he'll never be on that level, you know, that championship level, because at the end of the day, he's not going to be able to face, he's not going to be able to, he can knock out anybody on the right night, but you can't really expect him to go out there and get the better of a high level grappler. And you got to expect to in a 5-round fight. I think those grappling situations will even come more into play, you know? Dude, you know what should be the next fight? Jack Della Maddalena and MVP. I know I just saw a post here. Check this out. Somebody's talking about Garry versus Jack Della Maddalena, which I understand that you're not really going to give. They don't like to give losing fighters a matchup against a fighter that has a lot of buzz and is on a winning streak. But MVP is different. He's older. They're paying him good money. I would not be surprised if he gets a big time matchup in his next fight, even with this loss. They know that he can go out there and have a highlight reel knockout any given night on a big showcase, on a big stage. Dude, I would love to see Jack Della Maddalena versus MVP. MVP versus JDM would be even more exciting. All right, guys. We're on the board, boys. And the streak continues. Check this out, guys. We have called every single fight correct on this card. Oliveira, Saruya, Buday, Robertson, Talbot, Silva, Feely, Pfeiffer, Garry. We have an underdog here. Well, she was an underdog once upon a time. A lot have money. You know what's funny, man? I'll mention this for sure. When I did my prediction video, I was on Macy Chiasson. She was almost a plus 200 when I picked her. She was like a plus 180. She was coming down. She was a plus 195 just prior. And people were telling me, what are you thinking picking Chiasson? She has no chance. You don't know what you're talking about. It's kind of interesting how all of a sudden the line followed what I was talking about, because now actually Macy Chiasson is a favorite on multiple books. And we check over on BETUS right now. This fight is exactly pick'em odds. So check that out. How you like that? Teller was on that. But listen, can't really toot my own horn because I didn't have that locked in. Ring that bell. Shout out to Roland 954. Up the Irish. Shout out to Dylan Flanagan. Let's go. Look at Roland causing chaos in the chat section. Teller, you're a wizard, man. We win everything. Let's go. Shout out to Roland. We take money where we see it. That's funny, man. MVP doesn't have the ground game that Garry has. Good stuff. Let's go, boys. All right, comment. Who you guys taking now? It's kind of hard to take Chiasson now, man, just based on the fact that you could have got her at such a better line. But I'm still on Chiasson here, man. I just think that she wins this fight, so. Throw a little something on Chiasson. Not an official play at all. What's up, boys? Shout out to David Burbeau. Hope I'm hitting that French accent properly there, the Canadian French accent. Shout out from Montreal. Shout out to Canada. Shout out to Montreal. My brother, much love from Montreal. David Bourbeau. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Bourbeau. I know that B-E-A-U is usually kind of like a bow, right? A bow. well, it'll be hard to clarify there because I'm not the best at reading pronunciations, but you could tell me yeah or no. But hopefully I'm right there. Shout out to my boy there. Let's see what lines are out there. Remember, guys, if anyone's looking to sign up to a new sports book, the best sports book out, do not hesitate to reach out to me so I can give you guys my link. You sign up to BetUS. Through my link, I'm going to give you an additional gift, but you're going to get a 125% match on your first 3 deposits. Here we go. Got some lines over here. Macy Chiasson right now a minus 125. She is the favorite, man. She was a plus 195 earlier this week. That's nuts. Heavy action coming on Chiasson, which I do believe for the most part that is a great sign. Obviously, I do like when the fighter that I already have locked in or I'm targeting, I see a lot of action coming in on them. That's obviously a good sign. There could be information coming out from professionals and sharps and insider knowledge. But obviously, sometimes it's not a bad thing when if you feel really confident and your route that you're going on your fighter and you're taking them regardless. And if you sit on the line that's going the other way, you get more value, you get a better line. But Chiasson is not an official play for me, but I got some more official plays coming up, so stick with me and I'll let you guys know how we do. But right now we are 1 for 1, and I'm looking to hit the clean sweep so I could start doing some bring out the brooms and start doing some IG content for you guys. You guys know I love to hit up those clean sweep videos. You guys, if you can, please smash the like button. Smash the like button right now if you guys can, please. It means a lot to me. I don't think no one's hitting that like button for me, man. Maybe I'm wrong, actually. I think YouTube kind of swapped it up where I can't see. I have to go to my studio to see the likes, actually. It doesn't show it live on the screen. Does anybody want to clarify what's the deal with Macy Chiasson? I hear all this stuff about how she's a savage and she's like the only fighter that has a bullet inside of her, and that she's from New Orleans or from Louisiana and she's really about that life. What's the deal with Macy Chiasson? If anybody can clarify that. This bong rips for you, Teller. Love the content. Shout out to my boy Dank right there. Trust me, between probably after this fight, I'm going to be making a little run myself, brother. So we'll have the screen will be vacant from the Teller for about 4 minutes, because I'll be doing my thing there in a second too, man. Enjoy, brother. Oh, here we go. David Bourbeau. So yeah, I think I had it right then, right? Good stuff. Shout out to my boy David. Dylan Flanagan, I need Dolidze to get the KO for a win. What you think? I had Pfeiffer and Dolidze by KO. I liked the Dolidze KO target there. I think I seen that line as high as like plus 275. I'm not sure what you caught it at. I'm trying to remember if that was inside the distance. I think that was KO. I saw it plus 275. What am I doing here? The power of the internet. See what that's looking like right now. But you could tell us what you got on that. But excuse me, I'm on the wrong fight, guys. Here it is. Roman Dolidze to win inside the distance, right around plus 165, 163. Dolidze to win by knockout, like I was saying, plus 275. It's as high as plus 282. I think I could see a knockout. I could see a knockout in that fight. Roman Dolidze, don't forget, before he went on his 2-fight losing skid, he was starching dudes left and right? He was on a 3-fight winning streak, knocking dudes out left and right. Kyle Dawkins, Phil Haas. He had even another one that was even bigger than those guys' names, right? He also knocked out Jack Hermanson, who's a savage. And listen, the Nasruddin Amavov was a 5-round fight, came up short, but Dolidze is a stud. Anthony Smith has some flaws in his defensive striking. I could see Dolidze cracking him. We'll see how it goes, but Don't have a problem with that target at all. Let's go, Macy. Let's keep the full card sweep going, Macy Chiasson. Myra Bueno Silva, talented chick. If we see a finish in this fight, I think it's more on the Myra Bueno Silva side. If we see a sub or even a knockout for that, but Macy Chiasson suffers from extreme giraffe syndrome. We've seen her finish with up kicks before, but Macy Chiasson, I think she can grind this fight out in the clinch. I think she can grind this out, and she's a little bit more physically imposing. And I think that she's actually, even though they're right around the same age, I think they're both the same age. It's actually, both 32. It's actually Macy Chiasson that is the fighter that's hitting their prime more so, if you ask me. Bueno Silva, I don't know about that. Macy Chiasson. Come on, girl. And you guys see that she's definitely working on the giraffe syndrome. She's been doing some therapeutic exercises, natural treatment, not taking it. Ooh, wigging. Not taking any type of stuff for it. Just, ooh, look at these girls wigging it. So props to her for working on the giraffe syndrome. Silva came in singing last fight and got smoked, says Sammy D. I'd love to climb that tree of Macy, says Dean Guerrero. What? You're trying to climb up the Macy tree over there? David Barbeau, I don't trust Smith no more. I feel he's there to lose those fights. I agree. He's a game dude, but he's getting old and he's taking a lot of damage. There's a lot of mileage on him. If anyone's backing him consistently, they're going to be down. I'm not buying into that Petrino guillotine. That was a horrific mistake by Petrino, but good luck banking on fighters to pull off guillotine chokes. See how that goes for you. It's one of the least. Look at Chiasson with the counter. That's one of the least pulled off subs in the game right now. Of course, you have the triangle, leg triangle off your back. You never see that at all anymore, but what a shame. I used to love to watch that back in the day, but fighters quickly picked up the defense for that. Let's go, Chiasson. Let's go, grind it out. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Just gonna fill up. Be back in 30 seconds. If there's a fight, I shouldn't say that actually because I don't want to be disrespectful. These girls are actually throwing down, so this fight's actually playing out better than I thought it was. Actually. Yeah, I want to see Chiasson working the clinch more, man. I don't like that outside game. There you go. She's landing that left hook, though, man. I still think that she should get rough in the clinch a little bit, too. But she's having success from the outside, man. Oh! Fight of the night! Oh, shit. I think that when this fight goes to the later rounds, it's going to benefit Chiasson as well, but we'll see. I'll wait till the end of this round. That's right. Bueno Silva did just fall short in a title attempt against Raquel Pennington. I didn't like the way she looked in that fight, but I do agree with what Joe's saying, though. A 5-round fight like that does wonders. You saw how Pfeiffer just bounced back from his 5-round loss. Look at, I don't know, though. Bueno Silva's putting a high output, man. I don't know if she's going to keep this pace up in the second and third round. We'll see. Stuff that. I like how she stuffed Chiasson stuffing the takedowns. Yeah. Look at Joe acting like he has no clue about the line movement. What's the matter with him? Oh, Chiasson opening up. I'm telling you, as this fight goes on longer and longer, man. Cracked her. Boom. Oh. Chiasson's going to take this fight over. Watch. She might lose this round still, but. Boom. Cracking the knees up the middle. Let's go, Mace. Let's go, Mace. Finish her up. Oh, she's going to take this round. She keeps this up. Oh, Bueno Silva throwing back. Stuff that takedown. Take all that energy out of Myra right there. Stuff that takedown. She's gassed. Myra is going to gas out. Watch. She's going to go into cruise control in the second and third round. And Chiasson's going to take this fight over. Phew. All right, I'm going to fill up, boys. Devin W., I just had the bell ring right now. The bell just rung. Live bet plus 200 on Macy, huh? Hold on. Let me pull this up, though. Keep track of the strikes being landed and whatnot. So we got Myra up one round, right? So she should be up a round. Why is this not loading up, man? Here we go. All right. UFC didn't update this yet. We'll get that updated here in a second. I gotta pull this fight up, though. I didn't even get my drink over here, man. Look at Macy with the takedown. I told you guys. I told you. She's going to take this fight over. And Devin, the plus 200 was on Macy, correct? I told you she was going to take this fight over, bro. You roll with me on these live videos, you're going to be hitting live bets all night. Boom! Cut her open bad, man. Dude, that elbow just cut her eye open bad. Look at that. That's a nasty cut. That's going to be a problem. That cut is going to be a problem. I'm telling you guys right now. Uh-oh. You do not stick a giraffe limb in that. Oh, my God. We're about to see the fight. She's about to end the fight right now. She put her giraffe paw in there. She needs to break that grip quickly, man. She's going to get rolled over, man. She's going to get rolled over to her back. And no. Woo! That was huge. Look at Macy, man. Macy Chiasson's going to go out to the pub tonight. Look at her. Macy Chiasson, she can hang with the boys, man. She could drink with us. I'm telling you, Macy's taking this fight over. She's snagging rounds 2 and 3. If she doesn't get caught in an armbar or nothing goofy like that, they might stop the fight right now. I think it's over, boys. It's over. They're going to stop it. Oh, it's up to you. Ah, let's go. Hey, shout out to Myra, though. She wanted to continue. Let's fucking go. The sweep continues, boys. The sweep continues. Check this out. Oliveira, Saruya, Bure, Robertson, Talbot, Silva, Feely, Pfeiffer, Machado, Garry. Should never call him Machado Garry. It's just Garry. Erase that Machado. Chiasson. 3 more fights with the clean sweep. And do understand, well, I kind of get away here too. I get away with the Lopez Ortega fight because I can give you guys my pick though. You guys know I'll keep it real with you. But this graphic, that fight is not really included. So that's a scratch. I got 2 more fights to win. And we're sweeping. Let's go, Devin. Let's go. Guys, I'm on that real moonshine over here. A dear friend of mine, my brother, he brought me back some moonshine from the Tennessee mountains. This is that real deal lightning, that moon lightning. Woo! We're on fire, boys. We're on fire. Pop on the IG live and say what's up real quick. What's up, boys? Live on YouTube, live on IG right now. If you guys didn't know, I got an absolute clean sweep coming on this card. Check the post in my IG. I picked every single fight for this card correct so far, including multiple underdogs. And remember, when I picked Macy Chiasson, she was almost a plus 195 underdog when I picked her. All right, a lot of live movement came in on her. I picked every single fight correct on this card. Official plays are cashing. We just cashed a 4-unit play on Ian Garry. Caught him at minus 140. Got that line nice and early. Crazy fight. It was nerve wracking. But I'm on IG right now. If anybody wants to hang out with us, I'm sipping. And we're hanging out, and we're gonna run this whole card. I'm telling you guys right now, we're gonna run through this whole entire card. We're gonna clean sweep it. All right, you guys know my picks. Alex Pereira. I'll pull it up right now. We got Alex Pereira, and now the reason I'm kind of trying to put things together here is because again in the co-main event we had a little bit of a change, which I do need to clarify my pick there. It's gonna be Diego Lopez. I'm sticking with Diego Lopez, although. The line on that Diego Lopez fight, as we were talking in the YouTube chat, that line's a little crazy as far as I'm concerned. Dan Ige is the real deal. He obviously feels fully prepared, and he's a huge underdog. He's like a plus 240. I don't really agree with that line. So I am on Diego Lopez in that spot, but regardless, in the graphic, it's not there. And then besides that, we have the next fight coming up, which will be, excuse me, guys. Like I said, we're sipping on moonshine over here. But, 1 second. Oh, of course. Why do you think I forgot this fight? Because this fight has changed 30 times since this card has been announced. So, yeah, I got Dolidze over Anthony Smith, which both of these fighters weren't even supposed to be on the card, right? They're stepping in. One dude's stepping in, the next dude's stepping in, the next dude's stepping in. Again, if you guys go to my Instagram story, you guys can join us on YouTube. And soon enough, next event that I do, I'm gonna have the whole YouTube setup way better. I'm gonna be able to bring you guys in, and we'll be all hanging out, and I'll have guests coming in left and right, maybe some UFC fighters coming and joining us, and I'll have the whole setup done very nicely. I will have UFC fighters chilling with us in these fight companions, having a good time with us. So remember that. All right, guys, signing out on Instagram. We're heading back to YouTube. Come catch us over on YouTube, man. Go to the link in my story, one of my first posts of the day, and come over and hang out with us. All right. All right, boys, how to let them know on IG. All right. Everyone just parlay Dolidze with Pereira plus 190 and let's ride, says Devin. Scuba 823, I'm glad you're finally doing this, my guy. Yeah, man, I'm back. Now, don't forget, I used to do these fight companions, man, back in 2020. I was doing these often, and we used to have a great time, and I actually had the setup even better back then. I was bringing on people and whatnot. Yeah, so I think it might have been you that's even said I've gotten a lot of messages from people that were really pushing me to start doing these again. So I appreciate you on that, giving me that push and that support as well. But yeah, I'm back for the fight companions, and like I've been saying over and over, I will have them cleaned up, and we'll make this more and more entertaining because I want to have a lot more than just me sitting here with the graphic. I want to have people hopping in. I want to have conversations going on the screen. I want to be bringing you guys in, whoever wants to hop in. So I'll have this all ironed out. Dean's on Anthony Smith here. Yeah, comment your guys' picks. Make sure everyone's commenting their picks before the fighters enter the cage, man. So yeah, we move on to the next fight, man. Anthony Smith versus Roman Dolidze. Do not forget, Roman Dolidze carries some serious power, and although he's going up in weight, I just think that his power is going to be even better at this division, right? I mean, obviously he's going to be trying to hit bigger dudes, more solidly filled, bigger frame dudes, but I think that it'll mean more so just the step up in power that he'll have here, because he has a nice frame, and I think that he'll fill into this light heavyweight division just right. So we'll see how he looks in the octagon when he's across from Anthony Smith, but I think his power will be a threat in this division against anybody, and certainly Anthony Smith, the dude that has shown to have defensive flaws. He's taking damage. He's a tough dude. I don't want to take anything away from Anthony Smith. He's a crafty fighter, but I think we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Alex Pereira is getting ready. Austin Carroll, it's not a lock. It's not a lock, but it's a solid target. Let me put it to you like that. It's not a lock. It's not a guarantee. I like Dolidze. I think it's a solid target, especially depending on what line you can get. There's some nice lines that are available in my opinion, so it's not a bad target at all. I would push you to throw some money on Dolidze. Pereira sitting at minus 160. Dolidze could also take him down all night. That is very true, man. Dolidze has an underrated grappling game. He does. He has a very underrated grappling game. We've seen him brutalize guys down on the mat. You remember what he's done, man? Who was it that he flattened out and TKO'd them? Was it Jack Hermanson? If it was Jack Hermanson, I know he defeated Jack Hermanson. What was it, Jack Hermanson that he flattened out, belly down, and pounded out? If anybody wants to clarify that, but yeah, Dolidze has an underrated grappling game. Austin Carroll, do you have any money on it? Yes, I'll let you guys know right now, man, because shout out to everyone that's chilling me for this live. I do. Roman Dolidze is an official play for the teller, all right? I have 3 official plays locked in for this card. Roman Dolidze is an official play of mine. It's a smaller play. It's one of the smaller plays that it's actually my smallest play on the event, but I have Roman Dolidze on the money line. Which, I caught it at a couple different spots, but I think I caught it as low as -135. So, and like I said, I grabbed them in a couple different lines, but I officially locked him in at what I sent it out at to everyone that rides with me at. Actually, I caught him at -135. Some of the money I threw on him was even a little higher because I like the spot. Even -140. Oh, look at that cut. Woo! Hey, listen, another X factor in this fight. People want to talk about like moving up in weight. You know, fighting a bigger fighter could be a disadvantage, but don't forget, man, being the smaller fighter in certain weight classes, depending on how the fight is playing out, depending on how the fight is stylistically playing out, could be a benefit, man. Roman Dolidze, even though I already said I think he fills in very nicely to this division. He's still a solid dude. Maybe the fact that he's a little lighter, if he is, or if he's a little smaller, man, that little bit of quicker footwork, a little bit of quicker movement in there, and he's able to capitalize and land on Anthony Smith, and he's still going to have that power regardless. So, and again, with a fighter like Anthony Smith that does have questionable striking defense, and I don't want to say questionable chin because he's tough as hell. Anthony Smith is super tough, man, but I feel that the mileage he has in him, we can see him finished up, and I think Dolidze is a guy that can finish him up. So, Sammy D, you parlayed the full card sweep so far? I didn't, man. I stopped parlaying full cards back in 2013, 2014. I used to do that all the time, and that was my go-to, man. Back in 2011, 12, 13, I used to do that for years. Every card, I would put a full card parlay. That was my thing, man, waiting to hit those. But again, as I matured and as I've learned the game more and more, no, you'll never see me doing a play like that, man. But shout out to anyone that does. If you hit one, that'd be epic, but it's not an intelligent move. Wait, Sammy D, my bad, bro. I misread what you were saying. I thought you were asking me. So Sammy D says, I'm sorry about that. You parlayed the full card sweep so far. Sammy D parlayed the full card sweep. So that's epic, bro. Can you send me right now on Instagram, please? Can you DM me a screenshot of that if you don't mind? Just DM me that, please, right now. I'll throw it up on the screen. Yeah, you need to send that to me right now, bro. I need to see that. And what'd you put on that? Come on, Sammy. Don't leave us all anxious here. Dude, that cut was nasty. Yeah, Sammy, send it to me on Twitter, bro. Let me know once you send it, brother. You guys, if you guys know anybody that watches the fights like us, man, any diehard fight fans, please spread the word, man. Like I said, I'm going to be doing these fight companions very, very often. So I'm hoping, and I know we will. You guys know when I put my mind to something, man, we grind, we get there. So I definitely will have this room filled with 100 people very soon. I'll have those numbers coming up. So if you guys can help be part of that process, you guys know it means a lot to me. I appreciate you guys. Anthony Smith, man. I tip my hat to Anthony Smith. I'm not pulling for him here, but I do have a lot of respect for Anthony Smith, man. He's a... Oh, is that Jelly Roll? Shout out to Jelly Roll. Check this out, man. You guys know, I'm an old school type of guy, man. I was always a huge... I don't know if any of you guys know him, Lil White. I was always a huge Lil White dude. Actually... went to I call it a concert, bro. When you want to check this out, man, I was a huge fan of this dude. He came to Tallahassee when I used to live in Tallahassee. There was a bar that's almost the size of my studio here, my lab. It was so small, man. This little stage in the wall. There was probably like 50 people sardined in there, and Lil White was there, man. He was cool, man. We had blunts rolled up. Me and my boys, everyone was passing it around, passing it to him right in the front of the stage, smoking, passing it back. Everybody was hanging out, but Lil White, which I was a fan of him way before he did the collaboration with Jelly Roll. He did a collaboration with Jelly Roll, I don't forget what year it was, but if you guys remember, there's an album where they have both their faces in the middle, and I thought like Jelly Roll was a complete joke. I couldn't stand that he even did work with the guy at the time, but I'm actually I'm happy to say that dude Jelly Roll, because he's a great dude. I heard him on Joe Rogan and whatnot. He got his career together. He stepped his game up, and he's made some excellent music. Jelly Roll, but some of his early stuff I wasn't a big fan of, but he was doing work with Lil White a long time ago when he was just getting going, man. Just how I'm just getting going over here, right? You gotta work your way through and figure the game out and sharpen your craft up. But if any of you guys saw Jelly Roll there, and shout out to all the Lil White fans too, man. Lil White was the shit, man. With 3-6 Mafia, you guys know that's my stuff. Anthony Smith is going to lose without the Return of the Mac song, says Angel Vega. What's up, Angel? That's a funny point that Angel just brought up, right? Because he always comes out with the Return of the Mac. What's up with that? Yeah, changing it up. All right, boys. 35 versus 35, 6'4" versus 6'2", 206, 205. Dolidze coming in at the that championship weight there, bumping up in weight. 76-inch reach for both men, man. I want to see how these guys look, man, when they start throwing strikes at each other. 3 rounds in the light heavyweight division. If anybody wants to know where I'm at with the fight, I'll let you guys know right now. 3 losses. He stands 6'2" inches. Weighing in 205 pounds. Fighting out of Badumi, Georgia. Roman Dolidze. The only thing they didn't do there, which they need to start incorporating into their introductions, is they need to throw that betting line coming into this fight as a plus 140 underdog. Come on, guys. Am I wrong or am I right? Throw those odds in the intro. How dope would that be? Come on. Coming in as a minus 145 favorite. Come on. So I know Anthony Smith, man. When I think of Anthony Smith, I'm an old school guy, like I said, man. Anthony Smith was a fighter. I think he was fighting in the welterweight division. I know for sure in the middleweight division, man. In the regional scene, I remember him in Bellator, like the old school Bellator. He was just a scrappy dude, all tatted up. He was a wiry dude. He was more skinny down there at those lower weight classes. And I remember he finally got an opportunity to fight in the UFC. And at the time, I was kind of remember he had a big fight against Hector Lombard, right? It was a big fight for him. Hector Lombard was a stud, or a very proven fighter at the time. And Anthony Smith eventually proved himself to be a very legit UFC fighter, man, for years. And even bumped up in weight all the way to the light heavyweight division. Come on, Dolidze. Oh, heavy leg kick. Head kick. with the leg. Look at Dolidze slinging that back power left kick there. I like what I'm seeing. I believe Roman Dolidze had a child with remember JP buys his old girl. What's her name again? These guys are whipping the leg kicks too now. Cheyenne Vlismus now. Cheyenne Bays. I believe, I don't know, man. They're very like hidden about that whole thing. But remember that. You guys remember, man. I mean, shit, I could talk about it now, man. Dude, JP Bays sent me a message because I did a post about Cheyenne when that whole thing happened. I did a post and he actually DM'd me and said, hey, thanks for the support and this and that. And he told me everything. He told me about how Cheyenne was, dude, check this out. JP Bays DM me, literally was chewing my ear off. I swear to you guys. If any of you think I'm a BSer, shoot me a message. I could probably still pull him up. I'll send it to you if you think I'm full of it, bro. I'll call you out on it right now. Teller always comes at you guys with the truth. I promise you guys that. JP Bays, I was sitting there with my friend at the time. I'm like, dude, this is a trip. This UFC fighter, he messaged me saying, thank you for making this video about the whole thing. And then he just went into vent and he was literally venting to me, just telling me everything about how Cheyenne was sneaking off, was supposed to be certain places. He was catching her, following her car, and was at different places. And guess who she was with? She was with Roman Dolidze. That's what it all eventually came out. So she was cheating on him with Roman Dolidze. So this dude, and JP hated Roman Dolidze. He was like, this is a piece of crap. You know, this guy says hi to me, walks by the gym, says hi, acts cool with me in the gym, and meanwhile he's banging my wife or whatever. Crazy stuff there. You know, and I never really talked about that. I remember I hinted about that, remember, on the show a couple of times. I kind of didn't talk about it. It's been so long, man, and why not throw it out there for you guys that are in the chat? I got to keep the content exciting for you guys. And honestly, at this point in time, I don't think it really matters. I'm going to keep a secret like that to my grave. So, but I think that Roman Dolidze just had a child with Cheyenne too, because I know they always show pictures of them with their kids and they don't really show each other together though. It's weird. I know she moved out to Georgia and stuff. Pretty sure that's the case. But Roman needs to step up the pace here, man. Close fight, but Anthony's the aggressor here. Goes to the judge's scorecards. This could be an Anthony Smith round here. And I thought Dolidze would be looking to land some more power shots here. Maybe he's not really feeling fully confident in his gas tank. He was training for a fight with Anthony Hernandez. That fight was supposed to take place. That fight fell through. That fight was supposed to happen on UFC 302, the Poirier-Makhachev card. So, I mean, oh, that just missed, bro. Dolidze just threw a haymaker. There we go. Oh, and Dolidze, let's go, baby. Yeah, Dolidze snagging this round up with the way that their body movement's looking. It's close. It's close. Dolidze 22-10. This is Dolidze's round. I'm surprised to actually see that number. All right, here we go. We got the updated strikes as we watch, guys. 24-12. That's dope. Remind me, guys, to put this up as we're watching, if you guys can see that. Let's go, baby. Another round in the books. Southpaw. What's up, Southpaw? I'll send it as soon as it wins. I'm going to be pissed if I send it and it loses. Sammy D. Come on, Sam. I gave you the picks, no? Did you put that parlay together yourself, or did you see my full card picks and then do it? Send it over, bro. We're hidden. Roman wins, and then Pereira wins. Oh, listen to the crowd of Roman. Georgia power. Let's go. You heard that? They say, he goes, am I winning the round? He goes, I'm not a judge. I don't know. Close fight. Let's go. I love that energy. That's the energy you want there, man. Slayer Sam, does Ige have a chance? He definitely has a chance, man. We talked about it earlier in the show, and that line is way off. Dan Ige he feels confident. He feels confident that he's fully ready to go. I mean, for him to take this fight like that, he's prepared. His cardio is good. He was training for a fight that's taking place in a couple of weeks. He feels ready to go. He's a dangerous fighter. If they had full camps, Dan Ige is the more proven fighter. Okay, let's understand that first and foremost. Diego Lopez has just had this recent surge. He's had a lot of questionable losses throughout his career. Now, that being said, I'm high on Diego Lopez, and I think he really has put it together, and I like him to win the fight. I slightly lean his way because of the fact that he has amazing cardio, solid jiu-jitsu, nasty jiu-jitsu. He's a good striker. It's coming around. But Dan Ige is more proven. He's fought in better fighters throughout the years. And that line, ooh, get on top, boy. Uh-oh, Dolidze is going to open up now. Knock his teeth out. Boom, boom. Finish him. It's okay, because when Anthony Smith gets hurt, it's okay. I like that route. We've seen Anthony Smith get hurt, and even if he doesn't get finished, he kind of just breaks. Not breaks. I shouldn't say that. He doesn't break. He'll still look to compete, but he loses a lot of his energy in his fights. Remember when Teixeira just kept putting it on him? It's like Smith was in cruise control. He couldn't even do anything offensively, but he doesn't break. Mentally, he's extremely tough, and he'll still hang on and survive, or try to survive. The ref will have to stop it. His teeth will be falling out of his face. This view right here, this vantage point we're looking at, I'm at 303. It looks just like when Teixeira was on top of him, knocking his teeth out. But Anthony Smith is very tough, but put that damage on him, because he'll lose a lot of his offensive ability if you beat him up. Who's that kid with the hat with the M on it? Look at him sitting cage side. Who does he think he is? Got Herb Dean over there. Herb. Bro, we're cruising right into a clean sweep on the card. Come on. And a clean sweep on the official plays. Yeah. Let's go, boys. Come on. Finish him up. Crack those teeth out, man. Knock those teeth out. Sammy D sent it, boys. Sammy D sent it. That boy Footy. Tell her it's Sammy. What's up, Footy boy? Let me follow you back, Foot. €5. Uh-oh. What just happened, guys? Hold on. We'll pull it up in a second, Foot. I hear if there's a DQ on a knee, I'll have a heart attack. Oh, look at Anthony Smith still bringing it. Yeah, but he's going to be a shell. Look at him. Look at him. He's hurt. He's hurt. Knock him out, Dilly. Knock him out. Overhand right. Overhand right. Come wide with it. Right behind the ear. McGregor style. All right. Let's see what Footy's parlay is talking about, guys. €5 on an 11-fold parlay. Oh, I can't see what you're winning here. Reyes €, Martin Buday, Jillian Robinson, Gene Silva, Andre Philly, Pfeiffer, Machado, Garry, Macy, Chiasson. €5 to win 657. Hey, that's a winner there, brother. That's a winner there, man. We got a little bit more work to do here. Now that will be scratched. Your Diego Lopez fight, right? They'll scratch that, so you'll get a little bit of a different return. Maybe you'll get 600 on that. And let me give my boy a follow. What are we doing here? All right, got you, my boy Footy. Footy picks. He's a professional soccer player, a soccer bettor there, my boy. You gotta pass those leans my way, man. If anybody's just tuning in, if you guys don't know, we have a clean sweep on the not targeted bets. We have a clean sweep for the entire card rolling right now. All right, if you didn't know that, we're getting down to the nitty gritty now. We're talking. Again, I don't know what you guys want to do with the co-main event. I'll give you guys my picks, but either way, that's scratched. And really, it's just if Pereira wins at this point. Well, this fight ain't over, but... Remember, guys, we are powered by BETUS. If anybody wants to sign up to BETUS through my link, please let me know. So I can send you over that link and I'll give you guys an added gift as well, guys. Don't forget that. Appreciate you guys. Dolidze's putting it on him, man. Anthony looks physically fatigued, right? We were just talking about that. Now, is it the fact that Anthony, well, he did take this fight on short notice, right? But even though he knew he was fighting on this date before Dolidze even did, but it's not just the cardio, man. It's when you're smashing somebody's head and they will get more wobbly. Certain fighters specifically, and Anthony Smith's a fighter. We've seen him when he takes damage, he gets a little lethargic moving in there, man. But a little whip on that right there, but still, you guys know what I'm talking about. We've seen Anthony Smith hurt, and even when he's gotten the fight back up, he gets lethargic moving, man. As we like to call it, sloth syndrome. He gets slothed up, man. Boom. Dolidze can get that knockout, man. Oh! Smith landing a little shot there. If Dolidze's smart, I think he closes the distance here. And Anthony Smith with a little bit of resurgence, even though he's not really landing nothing. He's aggressing, though. Let's see what you boys are talking about here. Roman needs to stay focused. Smith is done. Your stream must be behind the actual pay-per-view. Bipolar tyrant troller. Your stream must be behind the actual pay-per-view. Yeah, I mean, I probably am a little bit behind based on where I'm watching it. I'm sure it's behind anybody that actually went out there and, you know, had whatever, how you're watching it. But look at Anthony Smith with the second. I jinxed Dolidze here. Anthony Smith's pushing, man. I mean, Anthony Smith still needs a finish, though. A minute and 30 seconds to get a finish here. You guys, right now, I'm at a minute and 35 seconds right now. Dolidze looking tired, man. But he's gone 5 rounds, right? He's gone. Ooh. You guys are throwing haymakers there. Some of these guys start winning the fight and then don't want to get the finish, just want to cruise the decision. Says easy 909. That's definitely true, man. We've seen cases of that for sure. Dolidze, don't blow this lead, man. 30 seconds, boys. If anybody's well ahead on their stream and they want to put me out of my misery and let me relax a little bit, comment below that the fight's over and Dolidze already got it locked up. Nice picks from Fortune Teller. This one to redeem himself. The last card was horrible. He picked Johnny Walker. Ha ha ha. Marijuana. That was a good one, brother. Maybe little do you know that we had a profitable night for that event, and I did not have 1 cent on Johnny Walker. So I don't know why the hell you would touch that. That was a close fight. I picked Johnny Walker to win the fight. If you guys caught my prediction video, I clearly said that was a close fight. But it looks like Marijuana lost some money, and he's a little butthurt about it. So marriage, you gotta get your stuff together, bro. And actually, over the past month, we've been killing it, man. We've actually been really, really putting in some solid work over the past month. It's been good. Now, the month before that, we had some bad cards here and there, but the last month has been very good, man. We've had, out of the last 4 cards, 3 of them are profitable. No, we've been doing just fine. Again, that card you're referring to was another profitable night for the teller. Dolidze W. Shout out to my boys there, Dean and Devin. Let's go. Another official play cashes. It's already another profitable night here. I got 1 more play left. You guys know what play I have left. You guys know what play it is, all right? So we can talk about that in a second. Doesn't matter win or lose. I mean, it does matter. Definitely matters. There's some big money on it, but it's another profitable night, though. Alex Pereira is the last play that I have for going for the clean sweep, guys. Roma Dolidze has the crickets chirping as he's preaching. Michael Rosa, I remember looking forward to this fight night. Now it's looking like blah. Tonight was supposed to be lit. Yeah, man. I hear you on that. Oh, shout out to my boy Austin Carroll, man, for the donation. That means a lot to me, brother. Big appreciation to you, man. Austin, shout out to you, brother. That's awesome, man. I appreciate you. I'll make sure I get a nice cold one with that one. As a matter of fact, I was going to get a cold one from the fridge, but I still got this here. Shout out to my boy Austin Carroll, man. What was I saying here? Oh yeah, Michael Rosa. I remember looking forward to this fight card. Now it's blah. I mean, listen, I agree. I mean, listen, the main event is going to be fireworks, and you guys, we're going to be excited as hell when that fight takes place. And even the Dan Ige fight's exciting against Diego Lopez. But I agree with you. If Conor McGregor was about to make the walk, we would be. It would be crazy, man. If Chandler and McGregor were about to get locked in the cage right now, we would be going nuts right now. Come on, guys, be honest. Even for all you guys that are not McGregor fans, you have to be honest about that. I mean, that's such an exciting fight. And whether you like McGregor or not, he always delivers. He goes forward, looks to get a knockout. Michael Chandler's top 10 most exciting fighters of all time, as far as I'm concerned, as far as delivering. If you're talking about a Mount Rushmore of 10, though, not 4, but a Mount Rushmore top 10 of fighters that you could bank on to show up and give you a fun fight. You're with the boys, you're at the bar, you got the table, you got the chicken wings coming out, you got the pitchers all lined up, whatever you're doing. Michael Chandler is a top 10, possibly a top 5. He's really towards the top 5 as far as a fighter that delivers for the boys. It's Chandler, bro. It's Chandler. And Chandler versus McGregor was such a firework matchup, man. Now, Prochazka and Pereira, it's the same thing. It's just something about those lightweights, man. Those G lightweights. And McGregor is a household name. He's a celebrity, too, so it makes it even more exciting. But it's something about those dudes that walk around at the same weight that we walk around at. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe some of you guys are big boys out there, but like it's something about lightweights because you can relate to them. It's like, it's us. You know what I mean? It's us. But at the same time, there's something about watching the big boys throw down too, man. Don't get me wrong. Heavyweights, light heavyweights, it's awesome. So it's just depends how you look at it. But Chandler versus McGregor, that fight is just, that would have been crazy. Oh, and then also losing Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill, I'm not even a fan of Jamal Hill, but I'm always excited to watch Jamal Hill fight. I'm not a fan of his, but I'm a fan of his fighting style, and I'm a fan of his game, and I'm a fan of watching him perform. I like to root against him, but depending on the matchup, I'll target him on a play if it's the right spot. You guys know money over everything, but I shouldn't say that actually. It's not over everything, but as far as when it comes to the MMA game, money over everything in the MMA game. I will say that. The money is more important than rooting for certain fighters. I had money on Khabib Nurmagomedov when I was in Vegas. When I went to Vegas for the Khabib versus McGregor fight, I had money on Khabib. So, and that's something I would probably never do that again, but I did that at the time. But the point is, I'm a huge McGregor fan. I knew Khabib was winning that fight. I knew it. And you know what led me to throw that ticket? Because I knew it, is when McGregor messed up the press conference. If you guys remember what McGregor did, he messed up that press conference, and I was pissed because I flew all the way out there. I was excited for the showcase. McGregor messed up the press conference. He was late, and then Khabib left. But I knew Khabib was going to win that fight. Oof. All right, guys. Whew. Devin, the payout was over 1,200, but now it's around 650, same ticket. Oh, they already factored. Yeah, that's what Devin was saying too. So they factored it already. Okay. Not really. Yeah, to be honest, I mean, Ortega is no slouch, but I almost wish that fight would have stayed on for you. I think Lopez would have got the job done, but I'll never knock a locked-in win. Can just stick 200 on Myra to guarantee 450, whatever happened, exact draw. Oh, Yeti, you're Prochazka. You're trying to say, yeah. Don't ever hedge your guys' bets. Listen to me. Don't ever hedge your bets, boys. Don't ever hedge your bets. Trust me. Do not hedge your bets. You're just losing money. You're only losing money. I get it. You could hedge a bet and eventually you could have played out better for you, save some money. In the long term, though, if you felt confident in that play off the rip and you put it in your parlay, you wanted to back that fighter, stick with it because they're taking another percentage. They're taking another tax on you there. So don't hedge your bets. Don't ever hedge your bets. Don't put them in there if you don't. If you know that you're going to get to that final leg and you're not going to stick with it, don't put it in there. Who do you think is next for Ian Garry? Let's pull some stuff up here, boys. Let's do some early matchmaking. Ian Machado Garry. I keep calling him Ian Machado Garry, man. They're starting to implant this in my head. I do not want to call this dude Ian Machado Garry. Ian Garry. Let's head over to the welterweight division. So Ian Garry was currently ranked 6th on the Tapology rankings, not the UFC rankings, but still just to get an understanding. I like looking at this list better because I like how they show all the next opponents that are coming up. As you guys can see, Bilal Muhammad and Leon Edwards, the number 1 and 2 Tapology ranked fighters in the division. They're facing off with each other on July 27th at UFC 304. Shavkat Rakhmonov and Jack Della Maddalena have no opponents. That would be the fight to make if you ask me. Match up to Jack Della and Shavkat. That'd be sick. If not, you could match up Ian Garry with Jack Della Maddalena or Shavkat Rakhmonov. Would not be surprised if Jack Della Maddalena and Ian Garry is the fight that is set up eventually now. I have a feeling that could be a fight that they do put together. Or if Colby wants to man up, if Colby wants to fight Ian Garry, there's a lot of buzz behind that fight. I think that's a fight that makes a lot of sense. Colby still has the name, even though he's coming off a loss. It'd be a huge fight. Ian wants that fight, and I would love to see that fight. I think Ian Garry should be next. His next fight should be against Colby Covington. I know some of you guys may not agree. The fact is, I'd rather see Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Jack Della Maddalena. I like that fight. I think that Shavkat would win that. I think if he uses grappling, he could really take control of that fight. But at the same time, Jack Della Maddalena is a nasty striker, and you could never count him out of any fight. And he's obviously working on his grappling too. So that's what I feel about that. Izzy was the best at it. No one else seems to be able to figure it out. Mine hasn't factored yet. Head Lopez. Let's see. Jiri is getting steamed, says Devin. I kind of agree, man. I think he's gonna finish him again. But Yuri's gonna be very dangerous as well. You gotta be careful there. Remember the last time Alex Pereira had a rematch in a championship fight that he just was victorious in, he lost the second time. He got knocked out by Israel Adesanya. So hopefully hopefully he uses that rematch with Izzy the second time in MMA as a learning experience to not get too overzealous in there and to not get too over offensive and get caught with the counter. Sammy D, I agree, Taylor. Hedging is silly, but most times, but with a $5 bet, I might have to in the spot. Sammy, you're going to hedge that, bro? You cannot hedge that. You do not hedge that, man. Hedge it then. Hedge it. If you hedge it then, what are you pulling out right now? Let us know what you're pulling out. Damn. You guys want to hear some wild stuff? I'll tell you guys something too. You guys know I'm always telling stories up here, man. Different stuff. You hear DMX as the walkout song for Dan Ige, and I love the fact that they let Dan Ige be the second fighter to come out here. He deserves that, man, taking this fight on short notice. This is a legendary performance. If you're a fighter, how can you not jump on this? You have nothing to lose. You go out there, you win. You have one of the most epic victories of all time, the way you just walked up and did that. And you get all this momentum. He's going to become a huge fan favorite, or you just fight on preliminary fights or whatever. If you're lucky, you fight on the beginning of a small time main card, and you're just another fighter in the UFC. Because even though Dan Ige is a dope fighter, he's just another fighter in the UFC. Because the UFC is filled with dope fighters. You need to do something that separates you from the pack. This fight separates you from the pack, and even if you lose, you have nothing to lose. You lose this fight, and then you get another fight lined up in a couple months or whatever, and it's going to be a huge fight, and everyone's going to be rooting for you. And if you get that win there, it's like the loss never happened. It's like the loss was a win, because of the fact that people respect that you took this fight on short notice so much. This is a solid move by Dan Ige. It shows me that he's a very intelligent guy as well as a stud fighter. So that's my thoughts on it. But I want to tell you a story about the DMX here in a second. You guys, so check this out. I'm going to pop up. Ige is a G. Great Hatsby. I agree with you there, brother. So check this out. Obviously, you guys know I'm on the YouTube and whatnot. I mean, you guys are literally the people that help support me to do what I do here on the tube, man. So, I mean, you guys know better than anybody. You guys are my brothers out here. So, dude, through having my little YouTube platform, which is not that big, and I want it to get a lot bigger, and there's things I need to do to make that happen that I've really been slacking on, but I can get this thing to a whole nother level, which I will. You guys will see. But, even through my small platform, I've had some very cool interactions with people, man. So DMX's son, which I could pull him up, really, if we want. We could pull him up, whatever. I don't even know if you guys care. We'll do it another time maybe. But DMX's son, who obviously has a connect to his estate and all that, because this dude is loaded, bro. He's an IG. He has like 1.6 million followers. He was just at the Kendrick Lamar thing, that whole Kendrick Lamar thing. He's on stage. He's just hanging out. He doesn't even rap. He just chills. He goes on stage with Kendrick Lamar. This dude shot me a DM, and I guess he came across one of my prediction videos, and he said, out of all the dudes that he's caught doing this, he's like, you're a G. He's like, you're the best at this. You need to keep grinding, bro. You could blow up. And, it was pretty funny coming from DMX's son. He never even told me he was DMX's son. Never said that. Never said I'm DMX's son. I ended up noticing and finding out this is DMX's son, which was crazy, right? DMX's son just was being humble, just saying, hey, do your thing, keep grinding. And that dude's IG is crazy, man. Crazy. Like, this dude is filthy rich in LA and just living it up. Like the post this dude had, like, you guys, like Dan Blazarian type stuff. That's what DMX's son's doing. But, what's cool about that is, like, having this platform just allows me to, I've talked to some cool people, man, from the platform. My boy Devin, I think I've been watching your breakdown videos weekly since the pandemic. Shout out to my boy Devin. I know, trust me, brother. I remember you, Devin. I know you, Devin. You're one of the OGs, 100%, bro. You guys got to get the word out too, man. I'm trying to get a celebrity boxing match with Renato Moicano, so that's something that I'm working on as well. And Hanato's going to have to step up and eventually take that match, because his UFC career will eventually start to fall off, and he's getting up there in age, and he's going to look to still have some competitive performances. He can make some money, and, obviously I got youth on him, but he also doesn't realize that I got higher boxing skills. We'll keep that on the low, but Renato Moicano, you need to man up, and you need to sign the contract after you get off your UFC contract, bro. You need to man up and you need to sign on the dotted line. And me and Hanato need to do that. I want to be on the undercard of a Jake Paul boxing match against Hanato Moicano. Spread the word. You. Yeah, and Dan Ige was supposed to be taking on Chippy Mariscal, who's an underrated fighter. Dan Ige would have handled that, but Chippy's been doing his thing. He's a good fighter, man. Good judo skills, good grappling, good striking. He's on a 3-fight winning streak in the UFC right now over Trevor Peake, Jack Jenkins, and Morgan Charrier. All 3 solid fighters. And he has some big fights in the regional scene, too. He's an OG. He's been around for a while. People didn't really know about him. He's a good fighter. I got 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Woo! Lopez, let that mullet hang, boy. Let that mullet hang. Great Hatsby, the Televerse MMA guru. There's no way that dude would ever sign a contract to fight me in any type of fight. You guys, you even have any clue what I would do to him? That would be a dream if he would ever sign the contract, just because it would be so fun to do what I could do to that dude. Yeah, I give credit where credit's due. You know, like, and this is something that all you guys should realize too. And for whatever you're doing, you got to take responsibility sometimes and know what you did wrong in certain circumstances. So you guys all know the MMA guru obviously blew up like crazy, and he has way more subscribers than me, and I was very stagnant. But you know what? At the end of the day, I know why. And you know, we were both kind of kicking off around the same time, and he was doing things that I wasn't willing to do, and because I was living it up, having fun. I've always liked to party and have a good time. Like to go out for fights, like to go out to the bars, like to chill with the boys, and I wasn't focusing on putting the product out here on YouTube the same way Guru did. I will tip my hat to him, and the fact that he got something done that he wanted to get done. Now what the sad part is that just I'm not able to get myself out there at the point up to this point at the same level as him. But you guys know, I mean, I don't want to say here toot my own horn, but Guru doesn't have nothing on the teller, man. That's simple as that. The Guru is not on the same page as the teller, but he kept grinding and grinding. He was putting out so much content, and he did it at the right time, which back in 2020 was the time to really get on your grind on YouTube when not the whole situation was going on. And he did it, and he blew up. And, you know, that's my fault because I kind of knew that at the time too, and I didn't take full advantage of that because I was just distracted. I had a lot of distractions going on. Good distractions, bad distractions, all type of distractions, but you get what you put in at the end of the day as well. You can't really expect, there's no gifts out here. So even though I feel like I'm on another level than the dude, and I feel like I could be a much better entertainer, if everyone that follows him or watches his lives and this and that, if they just came across my page, I feel like the vast majority would come over to the side if I started putting out consistent product. But that's first off, it's up to me to start doing that. And then second off, there's other variables too. You got to do smart business strategies to get your stuff out there. I mean, just to kind of go on about that, but Dan Ige's never been finished. Guillotine darts. Come on, Lopez. He's a nasty grappler, this kid, man. See, the problem I see here is even though Danny Gay looks to be in phenomenal shape, he was planning for a fight that was supposed to take place July 20th, essentially a little less than a month out, man. And then you have a dude like Diego Lopez who has some of the best cardio in the game. That's a problem for me. I know Dan Ige has good cardio himself, but Diego Lopez is going to thrive in these late rounds, man. This dude is an animal, bro. He's an absolute animal. Yeah, Devin. Yep. I'm all over Pereira, man. You guys know that's my last official play, man. That's the cherry on the top there. Yeah, Devin, bro, I appreciate the feedback 100%, bro. I agree with you on that. I agree with you very much, Devin. It's your favorite Lopez. Later this fight goes. I think the Aniga needed to crack him with the shot early on, but we'll see. You know, I'm pumped up, man, for this. Woo! Where are we at here? Devin W, yes, because you are the best at actually breaking down and picking the fights. I feel like a lot of those cappers make $10 bets. Shout out to you, Devin. Great Hatsby, Teller, did you have trained MMA or have any fights? So I trained MMA for a long period of time, but I never had an actual MMA fight. I did a lot of jiu-jitsu tournaments, that was involved in a lot of jiu-jitsu tournaments in South Florida. And I had fights. Don't get it twisted. I had a lot of fights in the gym, a lot of like serious fights too. I mean, my gym would put some nice fights together. I never had an actual a legit amateur MMA fight or an actual pro MMA fight. So I started training after I graduated college in 2011. I graduated from FSU, came back down to South Florida from Tallahassee, and I got involved in a gym. It was called CSMMA, Coral Springs Mixed Martial Arts. It was in Coral Springs. It was kind of, I wouldn't say it was a rival gym of American Top Team. It was like a small gym that a lot of our fighters would battle against American Top Team, amateur fights, and our guys didn't really, we had a smaller gym, which was nice because we had a tight-knit dojo, little small gym. But, you know, to be honest with you guys, man, the problem I had was in 2011, this was when I just came down from college, I was a dude that really liked to enjoy myself and party, man. And I still do. But when I was younger, a lot more than even now, man. When I was 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, all that. So, you know, my coach was, I mean, I could sit here and give you stories and be that type of dude, man, but it's legit. You guys can either believe me or you don't believe me, but I was that dude in my gym that, like, my coach was telling me, man, hey, man, keep showing up to practice. You need to come in here more. You need to really make a push with this because you're good. I was dominating dudes in my gym that ended up turning pro. I had dudes in my gym that turned pro that had some serious fights with dudes that were legit fighters, dudes that fought in PFL, Bellator, all that. Some of my teammates fought guys like that, and I would handle some of those guys in practice and whatnot. I had my moments and all that, but dude, I was training. I would leave the gym sometimes and go straight to the bar after a night practice, bro. I'd be exhausted. I'd go straight to the bar because I was a young kid, man, and all my boys were all partying up and living that kind of life, and it's like that's the life that sucked me in, and I don't want to say it sucked me in, man. I wanted that life. I enjoyed it. It's some of the best times I've ever had in my life, man, being a youngster. I had made great epic times. I'm not one of those dudes that's like, oh, I shouldn't have did this and that. It's not like that. Hold on, guys. Lopez on the back, locking in the body triangle. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying it like in that sense, like, oh, I should have did this and that. I 100% feel that I could have really made a push with it, but I trained for like 5-6 years, and I did jiu-jitsu tournaments and stuff like that for fun, but I never was active enough in the gym to eventually get fights under my belt. And my coach was a big part of that too. My coach was like an old school dude. My coach was off a branch off of the Boss Rutan tree. He's from Europe. He was a Swede. He was a Swedish dude, but he learned from a lot of the dudes that Boss Rutan did. He was from the Boss Rutan lineage. He was a black belt in like 10 different arts, all those different types of traditional martial arts. But he was a nasty dude. My coach was an older dude, and he would. Dude, if any of you guys train, you guys know what I'm talking about. But those dudes that just know what they're doing, man, this guy knew how to use his momentum, his energy. I mean, this guy would crush your bones, bro. Whether it was striking or grappling, if this guy got a hold of you. And he was an older dude. When I was like 22, 23, 24, this dude was like, my coach was 40, 48. He was creeping up in his 50s probably, somewhere around there. And he was still so dangerous. But he was an old school dude. And he would, if you didn't show up to practice, he would kind of give you the stank end of everything. He wouldn't push you for fights. He was getting other fighters. He would come up to my teammates, set them up with amateur fights and talk about, hey, you ready to do this? And with me, even though he thought I had so much potential, he knew that if I didn't continue to show up all the time, he never set me up with fights. And it was my fault. It's not his fault, 100%. I'm not blaming him. And it wasn't consistent enough. So to answer you, the great Hatsby, I'm kind of venting over here, but and Devin says, yeah, me too. Grew up in Hollywood, California, went too hard. So Devin, you know what I'm talking about, man. Dude, I was doing it up, man. For real doing it up, man. And I had a great time, man. Like I said, I still like to do it. But it's hard it's different when you're in your early 20s. I don't know how old you guys are in the chat, but Lopez, look at Ige's making a press here, man. Woo! Ooh, Ige cracking. Devin 34. I'm 35, bro. So yeah, we're in the same exact ballpark. You know, we're probably on the same page there, 100%. Look at Ige pressing in the third. I think Ige needs a finish here, right? Ige needs a finish. Lopez is not going to slow down. I know he has his back against the cage a little bit, but yeah, that was a nasty leg kick Lopez just landed. Now he's shooting. Ooh, watch those elbows. I think the grappling is a very smart idea here for Lopez. Slow this fight down. High caliber grappler. Ige's a high caliber grappler as well, but Lopez can handle himself there. You're out of harm's way. The only way Lopez is going to lose this fight right now is if he gets cracked by a nasty hook and he gets hurt. I'd rather be in a grappling situation. I trust in Lopez's grappling defense a lot more. Does anybody want to clarify, man? Is Lopez Mexican or is he Brazilian? What's the deal with that? I know he represents both. Is he? I don't know. What is he? He has the Mexican shorts on. I know he speaks Spanish, but he's also from Brazil. Oh. Lopez better watch himself here. Don't get in a slugfest with Ige. Ige will instantly become a legend right now if he gets his finish. Smart move. In on a single. Pull guard if you have to even. I don't even... It's beautiful, beautiful move there. Very high fight IQ. Snatches the single, snatches the back up. Even if he doesn't solidify this back, slow this fight down. Go to the judges' scorecards. Get your hand raised. Hold him there. Great Hatsby. Tell her it's 56. Great Hatsby. Brexican. Trains in Mexico, I think. That's probably what it is here. Oh, you better watch yourself now. Pull guard. Yeah, Ige should have backed away. He should have backed away. This is a bad move for Ige here. Good luck finding a finish here. And I think this is going to favor Lopez going to a 29-28 unanimous decision. Should be unanimous. Where's my boys at? After this fight, I'm going to run to the... you guys know. Little Mary Jane. Who was in here before? Marijuana. Where's Marijuana at? But we'll run to that real quick. And then we'll be right back. Oh, my bad, guys. I left this sitting up on the screen. Yeah, it's 29-28 Lopez, though, no, right? Great push by Ige, man. Like I said, this was a no-lose situation for him. So smart. Ooh, watch that up kick. Almost seen a Gegard Mousasi up kick there. 29-28 Lopez, correct? Tell me if I'm wrong, guys. Hit me up in the comment section. I thought that was 29-28 Lopez, right? Diego Lopez got punched in the throat. Got punched in the Adam's apple, bro. Is that a move that we can start to see be utilized throughout the years? Maybe it's a new generation type of move. We don't see fighters really punch in the throat. Listen, you may think it sounds crazy, bro, but remember how far this sport has came in such a small time. You don't really see throat. Imagine you fucking finish somebody, smash their throat. It's hard, though. You could block it, but... Who we got? The sweep continues. You guys know I had Lopez here, man. The sweep continues, man. Devin W. I'm stoned and drinking Kratom. I never had the Kratom stuff, man. I had a lot of roommates back in the day. I used to have a whole house. I used to rent out to all my boys, and like even had a couple random dudes. I had this big house I rented out. And one of my boys who moved in with me was a really cool dude. Big martial arts fan, too. And he was half Korean, half white. Cool dude, man. And he always loved the Kratom, man. He always was trying to get me on the Kratom. He even brought it back a couple times. I didn't mess with it. I messed with some things, but it just wasn't my thing. I don't know. It seemed weird, but not weird, but from what some people were telling me when they took it, it made you like a little lethargic. Like, Devin, if you could elaborate, what does that do to you? How does it make you feel? Does it make you feel sluggish a little bit? Like kind of like melting the couch a little bit? Like how is it like kind of painkillerish kind of? I don't know. Tell me. You know better than me, obviously, but all three. 29-28 Lopez. The sweep continues, boys. Yeah, you better interview Dan after that. Oh my God, boys. Devin, better than the bar for me. Let's just say that. Yeah, it's more mellow and chill. Did you have a play on the original Ortega Lopez fight? No, I didn't, bro. I didn't, Dale. No action for me there. I have action on this next play, Ax Pereira. But yo, back to that question though, man. Is Diego Lopez? What's his blood though? Is why? So is he a Brazilian that moved to Mexico, or is he Mexican that lived in Brazil and then went back to Mexico? Just curious. It's, you know. Look at the translator, man. He's a trip. That guy has a little bit of Diego Lopez syndrome going on, right? The hair needs to shave up the sides a little bit, but he has a little bit of a Diego Lopez syndrome. More delicate, a little bit of a doll face. Shout out to Diego Lopez. He'll fight anybody at any given time. I believe him. Chama, when did Drake and Josh start fighting? I'm sorry, Great Hatsby. You know, this is one of my times to pull out my old school hat. You know, I know you could kind of say it in a bad light too, like I'm an old fogey, but I don't know about those little kid shows you're talking about. Great Hatsby. Who do you think I was watching? Jake and Josh? I would never watch that show. I'm an OG. I was watching Ren and Stimpy, the old school Rugrats. Drake and Josh. I was watching the All That with Keenan and Kel, all them boys. We were cut from a different cloth, Hatsby. Whether you want to admit it or not, man, we're cut from a different cloth. We're the OGs, man. We grew up in a rougher time in the 90s. You know, you grew up in a different era, man. I see you come in, throwing little shots here and there to Teller, man. But obviously I say it in all fun. You know, I think you're probably a funny dude. I kind of like your vibe, poking fun in the comment section. I like that. But you're probably a Generation Z or whatever they call it. Here's Ige. Let's go. I like that, man. Dan Ige was getting a massage, gets the call from the Hunter and Ali, and just made a bunch of money. He wants to tell his grandkids the story. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Devin, let him know. 90s kids. We had no cell phones, bro. I didn't have a cell phone until I was like a senior in high school. I had a little Nokia with playing Snake on it when I was a senior, when I was 18. Never had a phone. Out in the streets. Dude, I have stories for you guys when I was a kid, bro. Me and my boys were different, man. Yep. He can carry weight. Ige's name goes bigger now. He can fight in the sphere. Dude, Ige, everyone's going to want to see Ige in his next fight, bro. His stock goes up, man. Absolute stud. Dude, when I was a kid in the 90s, forget it. All right, boys, I'll be right back. I will be back for the main event. Actually, I'll make it a quick run. I'll be right back, boys. What's up, boys? Walkouts. Dana White's Contender Series breakdown. DW says, would you rather fight Charles Jourdain or Charlie Campbell? Who would I rather fight? I would rather fight Charles Jourdain. That's who I'd rather fight. Charlie Campbell's a tough dude. You got to flatline him. Jourdain, he looked very hesitant, and not that I blame him because Gene Silva carries serious power, but you saw that hesitancy and then backing up mentally. I haven't seen that from Charlie Campbell yet. Interesting question. Taylor is hitting on the bone. Close. Would you beat up Jordan Levitt? Yes. I would put him in the Teller team. Guillotine. It's over quick. Let's go, Pereira. Pereira's going to sleep him, boys. Come on. You guys ready? Florida State has a down year. Listen, Florida State, we got a quarterback that we just recruited. Obviously, he's not going to play this year. I know we have the transfer, Ugalehi, who the four-time transfer who came from Oregon State and was initially with Clemson, came to us. He's not a bad quarterback, but the quarterback we have, Luke Kromchek, whatever, that young buck, that 6'4", 4.5 or 5-star, depending wherever he was rated prospect, that dude is the truth, and he's going to have FSU winning a national championship in the next 3 to 4 years. 3 years, he'll probably end up going into the draft as a junior. So recognize that FSU is about to win a national championship. So understand that. Look at them staring each other down here. Woo! Look at that, bro. I love that stare down, bro. Oh my God, look at that stare down, bro. Dude, look at this fucking stare down. Are they going to stare at each other like that all the way up to the name and enunciation and all that? The introduction? They have to stare like that the entire time. Let's see who breaks. Dude, they don't even blink, bro. What the fuck? Yo, you guys see that? Bro, these guys are the most warriors I've ever seen in the cage, bro. Both of these dudes are supposed to be fighting on the battlefield. That's crazy, bro. Their DNAs got passed down, man. They're still battling, though, just in the cage. But obviously, it's a little different when you're out in the battlefield now. Look at that. Yo, I haven't seen either man blink yet. Not one of them has blinked. FSU, baby. Alex Pereira, baby. Under 1.5 rounds, baby. Let's go. Now that under 1.5 rounds wasn't an official play, but that's something that I've been talking about, doing some runs on some different shows and whatnot. I don't know if you guys know, I've been featuring on a couple of different sports betting shows on the tube, and that's something I've been talking about. Maybe the under 1.5 on this, which was around plus 145. You could go under 2.5 rounds, which played a little safer. It was at minus 150, which still was not a bad bet. I just locked that in, boys. I just locked some. I was literally sitting here telling you guys. I didn't lock. That wasn't an official play, but I did just throw some money on that. So I just locked in. I just locked in the under 2.5 rounds, which is to play it even a little safer. Just locked in the under 2.5 and under 1.5. Just locked those in. But again, the official play and the big bet I already have locked in is Alex Pereira. Minus 145. Let's go, Pereira. Quick knockout, boy. Let's go. Potan Pereira. Oh my God. ESPN has they're advertising the fights right now. They're showing it. Buy it right now. That's on ESPN too. The regular ESPN after the boxing match. Let's go, boys. Come on, boys. Who you got? Comment right now. You better comment your pick right now. Come on, Pereira. Leg kicks. Break that leg. Smash that calf. Come on. Prochazka's coming. Come on, Pereira. Oh. Boom. The left hook lands. The left hook lands at 340. If Prochazka presses, he's going to get caught, man. His hands are too low for that. You're talking about a top 5 Mount Rushmore MMA, UFC, MMA, not just UFC, all MMA. Oh. All-time striker. But anything could happen in a fight like this, but you could clearly see the higher caliber striker is Pereira. This Pereira. It's not a question. I'm at 306 right now, boys. That leg's getting brutalized. Come on. Boom. Nasty body kick. Pereira's taking over. Come on. Potan. Open up. Oh! He's going for the wrestling bum. Prochazka, man, where's your warrior spirit at, man? He's hurt, man. For him to go like this to the clinch like this, look at him. He's fronting too. He's playing like I don't think he's really going for takedowns. I think he's stalling right now. I think he got hurt, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's fishing for a takedown if he could get it, but I don't think he's really thinking about getting a takedown right now. I think he's actually fine pressing against the cage. I think he was wobbled. He was hurt. Not wobbled. He was stung. And he didn't like what he was feeling, and he didn't like the way the movement was going. He was getting picked apart. So he's going to try to hold Alex here for the next 44 seconds. We're off. 40. Let's go, man. Open up. Dominating round. Oh! Fuck! That was the knockout. He's stumbling, man. That was the knockout. 5 seconds left. He gets to finish. Left hook. Damn it, man. If that lands just a couple seconds earlier, he gets to finish. Give me the under 1.5 here, too. Give me the under 1.5. Finish him up. Oh! Come on! Let's go! Under 1.5. Under 2.5. Clean sweep, Alex Pereira. Clean sweep the whole fucking card. Let's fucking go. Sweat the whole card. Sweat the whole card. Every single fight for UFC 303 we picked correct, including multiple underdogs. Every official play cashes. No one's doing it like the teller, man. You guys are doing it like the teller because you guys are here with me. No one's doing it like the teller out here on the 2, man. None of those dudes. Trust me. Get me on the undercard on a Jake Paul event with Tyson against any of those dudes, including Renato Moicano. Renato, you're at the end of the road, bro. Anyways, you're getting up there in age. After you do MMA, you're going to want to come to the boxing side like all of them. Me and you on an undercard of a Jake Paul Tyson card or something like that. On the temple. On the temple. Let me go live on the gram. Let's go. Let's go, boys. My boy, shout out to my boy Sammy. Shout out to my boy Devin. Shout out to my boy John Doe MMA. Shout out to Dana White's Contender Series Breakdowns 1992. Shout out to all you boys, man. Greg Hatsby. What a night it was. What a night it was. We pick every single fight correct for UFC 303. We pick every single fight correct. Underdogs to kick the card off in Oliveira. Every official play cashes. Oh, and all the prop plays we talk about. All of them, man. I hope you guys all had a great night, man. Let's go, boys. Let's. Oh my God, boys. Yo, you guys saw me, bro. Listen, it was on camera. I was locking in prop bets for fun. Under 1.5, under 2.5. I was locking them in for fun. You guys saw me freezing up typing. Damn, shout out to you guys that rode with me through this event, man. Hey, if you guys rode with me, we made some money tonight. You guys know that. And I think there's just one thing I can leave you guys with at this point. So, clean sweep on the entire card. Every official play hits. The prop bets that we talked about, cash. Everything goes perfectly well. Made a boatload of money tonight. Signing out.